Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I brought this out back in. It's my Yamadori oak that I collected. People might have seen it in other videos. The top, as you can see, it's quite straight. It's got some good branching and stuff, and then the bottom has got this kind of bit of a bend in the bottom here, so has a bit of character here, but then it just went dead straight then up here. So I have done an air layer so that I can make a kind of a formal upright tray with the top and a kind of a bit of a unusual one at the bottom. So today I'm going to open up the air layer, just see how it's getting on. I don't think there'll be many roots, if any, in it yet. Only air laid it, put that on last year, but I just want to double check, make sure it's going okay, make sure it's calcining over alright and hasn't rejoined or anything, because the bark was very thick on it. So yeah, so we'll just open it up and have a look. Okay, so first thing we'll do is just cut off this tape. I might just put towel or something around here because I want to collect all this to put back in. I think, as far as I remember, I normally do it with just sphagnum moss, but on this one I decided to put perlite in it just to see will it help root better or not. So I don't know. That's why I want to check it, just to see if it's working with the perlite. Container there. This off carefully. Yep, it's definitely callousing over anyway. Just hoping that the space, it's not starting to connect again. That callus looks like it's pushed down back into the... Yeah, what I might do is reopen the wound again. That's why I want to do it. You can see the wound is practically closed, even though it was a couple of inches wide when I did it. Not this lot, not this. I don't know if using the perlite is a good idea or not, but yeah, you can see there it's almost closed back up again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off another layer of bark here below that, just to make sure it's fully separated again, and we'll put it back on then for another year. It's actually joined there, I think. The callus, it's calloused and joined back on. Okay. That's kind of why I wanted to do this, because you don't want to leave it for a few years and then open it up and realise that the whole thing is just rejoined and you're just wasted. You don't need to get me not sure where my knife is gone, so I'll just go and find that. Okay, bark is so thick on this that I actually haven't used my mini chainsaw to get in there to cut it off. So I'm just gonna cut away at it, and then we'll clean it up then and take off the last bit with a knife. Make sure there's no cambium here at all left. So I'll just keep going around, do the whole thing. You can see how thick the bark is, and when we get that done we'll come back and then we'll look at it then. Okay, so I've cut all the way around it now, and I think I've got all the cambium layer off. So we'll see how we get on. You can see my original cut was up here, and all this is calloused over, and that's where the roots will come from. So hopefully it works. If not, we'll just have one tree, this bottom one. And you can see what I mean about the way it was. Just tilt that down a little bit. You'll see the way it was bent at the bottom, had a bit of a twist going on, and then when it got to here, then it just went straight up. So I decided the best thing to do was to make the top just a formal upright kind of a tree. Obviously be angled more straight. And we'll look at the bottom. Now, if the top doesn't take, well then we'll just work with what we got on the bottom. So the next thing now is we're going to just make sure I've completely scraped that. I think it should be okay now. If it reconnects it all, then it'll just keep taking energy from down below, and it won't end up sending out new roots. Right, so all this stuff, what I might do is just break it up a bit, mix it in rather than having it in layers. Mix that in there, and I have some more fresh sphagnum moss here. Just add that in. Okay, so I thought I had some rooting powder somewhere. Can't find it. Oh, there it is. So I'll just put a bit of that on. Rub that on where it's calloused here. Try and encourage the roots, and then we will put the pot back on. So this plant part, I've cut the hole out at the bottom so it's big enough to fit around the tree, and then we can just put that back on there. Like this. Ends of it now, we'll tape that up. it's always good, especially with big trees like this, just to check them, because I could have left this for another year and the way it joined, nothing would have happened. It would have just kept callousing over until it joined back up, and I'd have just wasted a couple of years doing it. So it's always best to just double check on them. Okay, so put some of this down. Pack some of the fresh stuff down the bottom, block the holes up a bit. Push that date right down in the pot. Collected this tree about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It didn't have any of these branches on it, it was just a couple of stubs. So it's grown well since I've collected it. I didn't do anything with it really for 2 years, just left it in the pot to grow, to recover. And it's never been repotted since I collected it. But it still seems okay. It's quite a big tub it was in. It didn't have a ton of roots when I got it, so I just left it recover for a couple of years. Then I pruned back the top branches a bit, and then that encouraged branching. And then last year I decided it needed to be airlaid, so hopefully it takes, because I think the top tree will be a nice tree. Okay. Stuffing it in there. I'm not packing it like solid tight, but just making sure it's in so there's not big air pockets. Some more at the back here to keep the pot in the middle. What I might do is just a little scoop, just sprinkle a bit of this hormone in now. We're at the level of the callicin, so we'll just put a bit of that in, chuck a load in there. Don't know if it helps or not, but can't harm. Just keep packing this back in. Okay, I think for me, put another bit more moss on the top. Best not to fill the pot to the top completely. Make sure there's room for rain to get in there. Okay, that seems pretty good. So we'll just put them back on the bench and leave it for another year. We can still work on the branching, even though we don't know if it's even going to take yet. You may as well be working on it. So if it does take, you've got a head start on it. These branches, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do back down here yet. The bottom here, I have one big branch there, one at the back here, there's a little one here. I don't know what sort of a tree this is going to make yet, but hopefully that one works out. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to see what's happening with these trees in a few months' time. Hit the notification button and all that, and we'll see you on the next one.